Right, boys. Legs today, again. I feel like I train legs every single day. Probably why they're so big. 4 sets of 8 to 12 on a seated leg curl. Still on 65. I'm doing 65 for about 65 years. Last time I got 12, 12, 10, 8. So this time, I need 12, 12 again. And then I've got to try and beat the 10 and then the 8. If that kid knocks over my camera, I'll probably break his legs. And I'm going to go straight in because I can't be asked doing warm-up sets.
Oh my god.
So it looks pretty easy, but I do more sets on here. And then I don't do another hamstring movement on this session, I don't think. Don't do RDLs today because I do squats on the Smith. So it's more like a barbell squat pattern, which means there's more pressure on the lower back, there's more spinal loading, so I don't do the RDLs because I'm a little bit of a bitch and I get scared. No, I'm joking, it's because I don't want to put more pressure on my back because I get a really bad back. My back's made of glass. Genuinely, not even joking. I had a bad back when I was a kid, yeah, and then they took me to get it sorted, and they said, oh, we've not got any of like the metal things to put in your back. So I was like, well, me being 5, was like, well, just use what you've got. So they was like, well, we've only got this glass here. So they got the glass and then they made it into like, they smashed it up into bits and then they slotted those bits in, clamped my back together. So that's why I've got a glass back. But it's done me quite well so far. Sometimes I just feel it because the glass is sharp, it stabs me a little bit. I think. Oh, my legs, I've got so linked. Set 2 is done. Got 2 more to do. So obviously set 3 is going to be more difficult. And then set 4 is going to be even more difficult than that. And that is where the growth happens. What you could do is you could do less sets without getting too technical, train harder, and do those like really grindy reps on every single set. But to be completely honest, my hamstring training like this are fucking absolutely ruined. So there's no need for me to train like that. And when you're built like me, you can do whatever you want, you know what I mean? Because you're a G. Anyway, enough of me chatting shit. I like training like this as well because you're not faffing about with the weights all the time. You're not fucking around, yeah? Because it annoys me. I do a top set and a back off. I'm tired. I do a top set. I get off the machine. I have to take the weights off. And because I'm so strong, like if I'm on a leg press, for example, I'm pulling off like 20 plates aside to then do a back off set. And then by then, because I've took so many plates off and walked around for so long, my legs are tired, I've lost my pump and I'm exhausted and I can't be arsed and the pre-workout's worn off. So I might as well just not do that. Do multiple sets at the same rep range and still train to or very close to failure. Right, I could probably do set 3 now, even though my hamstrings are peppered. Do you ever get it where like you're on a leg machine and you start the movement? Oh no, it's alright, go on. Yeah, it's fine, yeah, it's fine. So when you start a movement, like you get it on legs sometimes when you start the exercise and then you trap, you sack mid exercise. And sometimes that happens. So if you ever see me like stop early, that's usually what happens. That was a good set. Wow, that was a good set. That was probably one of the best sets I've ever done. Really finding the flow now with this seated leg curl. Felt like it was very inconsistent for a long time. Like some sessions to do it faster, then it'd be slower, then I'd be bouncing it. Now I feel like I've got at that weight for a while and the technique's just a lot cleaner. This is why you need to do things repeatedly. If you don't do things repeatedly, how will you ever get good at anything? If you think about the best at anything, they've repeated the same stuff over and over again. So when it comes to the gym, you need to do exactly that. If you want to get good at lifting weights, if you want to build a lot of muscle, then you need to lift consistently, doing the same things over and over again. And I see a lot of influencers and coaches pushing out these methods where you're switching full training programs after 6 weeks, 8 weeks. How do you expect to ever get good at anything? If I swap my training every 6 to 8 weeks, I would never ever build any muscle. And I guarantee that is the same for anybody that lifts weights or bodybuilds. You have to do things consistently over time and get better at those things like you do in any sport, in anything. Stop trying to look for novelty. Instant gratification will get you nowhere. You've got to play the long game when it comes to doing stuff like this. Look for them small improvements over time and small increments. A massive mistake I made for so long was I was always looking, like trying to change the training method, trying to find the best way. Just train and you'll get better at it over time and then you'll build more muscle. Like the reason why I'm not massive is because I've been a coach for a long time, like 5 years. But I spent 7 years or 6 years not training from being 17 all the way through to the start of being like 23, end of being 22, and I'm 24 now. So I only really got back into it at the start of last year, properly, like consistently. Because I had that thing in my head of, oh, you know, yeah, I'm kind of this age now, I should have carried it on when I'm younger. I'm never actually going to make the progress that I want. It's just a lie. It's just what you tell yourself to make yourself feel better about not doing the work that you know you should be doing. If you want to get results, the best time to start is now, and I've always said that. Enough of my speeches. Last set, I need to beat 8, and then if I beat 8, I've gone up again. Set 3 went up as well, which is a good sign. Feeling it today, feeling good. Let's get it. That was a dirty one, that. Sorted. We're going to go and squat. Woo. Not in your way, this is it?
No, I'm only doing squats.
Yeah, sound. Right, no idea what I did last time in here. So, 3 sets, 8 to 12. I'm going to chuck knee sleeves on because when it starts to get heavy, right, it can absolutely fuck my knees. So, I'm not going to do a lot of weight, just going to focus on good depth because it is, to be honest, I normally do 2 sets on here, but I've put it up to 3. Then taking 1 off from the leg press because it's higher reps. So I'm going to try no lifting belt on 2 plates. See how we got on. Make sure I still hit the depth. It's not too bad to be fair. I'm going to go up. We'll class that as a warm-up set. I'll obviously go 3 plates. Might just risk it. Or maybe do a couple of reps on 100. And then try and bump it up to 120 after. Because I've redone the training plan a little bit. The app's not got my weights on from last time. I think I was doing like 100, maybe. But I'm feeling pretty strong today. I reckon probably something to do with those 2 burger meals that I had last night. Buy one, get one free thing. You know what I mean? Got to take advantage of it. I have 1 off-plan meal a week, and well, maybe sometimes 2. But trust me, I make the most of it because I'm in a surplus. I'm on like 4k calories, but I'm putting loads of weight on because I'm having like 1 or 2 off plans a week just to boost the weekly calories up. And it's working really well because I try to eat like 4-2, 4-4, 4-5 over the course of the week, but it seems to have a worse effect on the digestion. So I prefer to have like the normal calories and then a couple of off plans. And that seems to work really well. I'm gonna give this a whirl. Let's get it. Wow. I nearly accidentally re-racked it mid-set down here. I'm supposed to be doing 2 more of them. I'll probably just do 1. Not because I'm a bitch, but because I need to get through the rest of the session. with mental clarity and focus, which isn't going to happen if I do 2 more. I feel like I've been bummed. Not that I'd know what that felt like. I'm going to try 3 plates and just see what we can get. The lower back pump is real, but you've never seen depth like it on these squats. Can we just bear in mind as well that I am nearly 6'3". So when you see this depth, you've never seen it on anybody that tall in your entire life. Guarantee. They'll be calling me the fucking quad daddy in no time. Everyone keeps looking at me like they've never seen a fucking camera before. It's mad. It's a revelation. What minute are we on here? I don't really know. I don't know whether to go yet. I'll just give it a bit longer. I feel absolutely paggered. 3 plates, baby. Woo! I might put these little stoppers on, you know. I put these on number 4. And no, it's not because I'm a bitch. It's because I'm worried that I'm genuinely going to drop it on myself and die. Right. Time to hate yourself, lads. Fucking out of shit, that. Wow. I think that was like 5 or 6, I don't even know. That was not going again, that, at all. Oh well. At least we know what we can do now. I used to never be able to function after a set of squats, but I can talk pretty well today, which I'm a bit surprised at. Well, this is why I do this. Because if I do this, I go off like you do. You know when you go off topic? But I can, because it's YouTube. So like, even though I might not use it for YouTube, I might use it for short form. You do a mix of both, so you can get rid of all the shit that you don't want. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just film everything, yeah?
I thought
Not everything. Fuck knows. I'll give you a feature on it if you want. Give you a feature on it. Well, apparently, yeah. I don't know if you did. Fuck knows. Right, so this is 2 sets, 12 to 20. Done the low shit, so like the heavy stuff. This is obviously compound, so it's multiple muscles, but it's not a traditional compound, if you will. Now go on, Brad, it's sound. Just walk past you. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's 2 sets, 12 to 20. It's minging this. You'll see in a minute. It's fucking hanging out my arse. I've had an extra plate on, so I don't know what I'll be able to do. I just moved the weight a little bit on this, really. Oh my god, that was fucking hanging. Before I go up in weight again, I've got to hit 2 clean 20s with full range of motion. And I'm not allowed to like wait at the top. So there was 5 or 6 reps then where I'd be sitting at the top waiting before I did another rep. So in order for me to go up, I'm not allowed to do that, basically. So I've got to get 2 clean 20s with no pauses at the top and resting. And then I control this entry with full range. I do that on purpose because if you go up too early, you end up hitting hardly any reps, going dead everywhere you're not supposed to, and then your fatigue jumps. So, like even on that squat before, I just went too heavy on that second set. It's fine to want to test yourself, but sometimes you can just go too heavy. Like, instead of working it up gradually, you just put an extra weight on for no reason. So, go on, mate, you sound. Yeah. It's alright. It's alright. No, it's fine, mate. It's fine. It's fine. I'm still gonna log 20, but I just remember that I didn't get it clean. So for next time, either you can make a note or you can just remember, but I won't forget. So I'll just stay at 200 and then just do the same thing again, 12 to 20. It's a big rep range because when you do the same sets, so like same weight and same rep range, you get a big drop off. So because of that, that's why it's a big rep range basically. Give it a little bit longer, man. The harder you train, the more rest you're gonna need as well. And depending on the size of the movement too, and the muscle fiber type, dominance in the muscle, which, well, that varies depending on Anyway, I won't overcomplicate things. See, this gym's boiling, yeah, so could take my hoodie off. But upper body's wank, so I'm not going to do that. I might do in a bit, to be fair. It's fucking boiling. What we on now? Leg press and I'm what? Fucking minging on here though. It feels like your sack's gonna split in half. Oh mate, my quads are peppered. Right, 12 minimum. Let's go. Ah. Ah. I feel like 13. Sound that. Right, so every fucker always does the adductors at the beginning as a warm-up. But they're always maxing out the machine. So if you're smart, what you'll do is you'll put your adductor towards the end of the session when you've already used your adductors for your press work. At the beginning, the adductor's always easy because it's not really that heavy in most gyms. Yeah, you can normally stack it. Most people can stack it, most guys especially. So I started putting it towards the end, just doing a couple of sets, 10 to 15 or like the 15 to 20 range kind of thing, a little bit higher reps, a little bit higher reps, higher reps, a little bit. I don't know if that made any sense. And then hitting as much as I can for that, and I've still not really hit 2 sets of 20 at all. So until I do that, well, I'm just going to carry on doing it basically. I call this the chafe machine. Because when I went for a run the other day, I just felt like it, get a bit of cardio in. Did 20 minutes. Because my adductors have grown. Chafing my head off, mate. Felt like I had no skin on the inside of my legs. Only ran for 20 minutes. Not exactly David Goggins, am I? Maybe one day, David. I have listened to your audio books, to be fair, well, one of them. And it did inspire me a little bit. But I don't think I'm quite on that level yet. We'll see. When you go from quad to quad, I like alternating, so I normally do like quad hamstring, but because I've not got a hip hinge today, and I do a lying hammy and a hip hinge on my other session, then it's kind of just one of them where I've had to do quad, 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 quad. Well, quad, quad, adductor, quad, calf. So there's something like 8 sets of quads or something. Maybe 7. Whoa. Whoa, it's not going again. Ah. Oh my God, that was horrible towards the end. So the high reps is different, like the type of pain you get when you do high reps is just different sort of pain. The low reps are hard, but the high reps are just different gravy. Doing them 15s, 20s, plus, I mean, I don't go past 20 really, to be honest, but I know people do. Absolutely disgustingly painful. It almost makes me want to stay skinny because of how painful it is. But then I realise I've been skinny before and that's probably the worst type of pain imaginable. So I couldn't imagine going back there. Wow. I think peak diet last time I was like 82 kg and I'm like 97 now. And I want to be like 100 lean. So I'll probably have to get up to like 120, then diet, which is wild. Maybe not that. I mean, maybe just below the weight I am now, but lean, like properly lean would be good. But that's a lot bigger. That's a lot more muscle. I'm nowhere near being lean. I'm probably like 18% body fat, which is a bit mad. So what's that? You can work out your body fat, how much you weigh in body fat. So 10% of my body weight is 9.7 kilograms, double it, 18 kilos. That's if I was to lose the full amount of body fat. Obviously, you're not going to do that because you need some. Because otherwise, you wouldn't be able to survive. So it's probably not a good idea. So maybe like 13 kilos. What's that? 90, 85 maybe. But that means I've only put 3 kilos of muscle on in a year, which wouldn't make any sense. So it's got to be more than that, surely. I hope it is anyway. Because otherwise, if it's not, I've essentially fucking wasted a year. What I want? Yeah, I'm filming you, lad.
Oh, yeah, I'll just do with distractions.
For OF. I'm alright, mate, yeah. Doesn't bother me at all.
They shouldn't do. This should have to.
You start doing strange things to me if you wanted, and I'd still be alright.
1001.
Oh,
1002.
oh my god.
It's going on YouTube, that. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Sound, brother. See you in a bit. So that was 18. I'm 13. Which is decent. So it's 152 kilos. Wow. Wow. So boys, the large shorts are no longer very large, as you can see. They're like extra fucking small. So probably gonna have to get some XL soon. So no matter how many fucking squats, leg presses and lunges you do, you still need some form of quad isolation movement. And even though in this you're not going to get as much of a stretch, which everybody bangs on about nowadays, you're still going to isolate the quads to the extreme like nothing else, because it's pretty much the only quad isolation exercise. No, it is the only quad isolation exercise that I can think of anyway, that actually isolates the quads entirely. So you need to do leg extensions, because the last thing you want is your fucking missus asking if you're alright because you've skipped your leg extensions, because you've got shitty skinny ass legs, and then when she's making tea and that, she'll mistake your fucking legs for the mozzarella sticks that she was making. So fuck that. Imagine that. What? Anyway, let's get it. Oh my god, that fucking weirdo's cracked a joke again, and it was shit. 3 plates last time anyway, and that was enough. After all that other stuff, I need to put these down, but it looks really weird. You know when you've got knee sleeves around your ankles? It looks a bit west. Oh well, do what I want in it. So volume should be based on what you can recover from. And I know now that performance has just dropped massively. So this is going to be a 2-set job instead of 3. And what I'll do is I'll just manage it like that. So sometimes it might feel a little bit easier, so I'll keep an extra set in, but I auto-regulate it, as in I'll have my sets. And I'm not saying if you don't feel like it, you can't be arsed, just don't do it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if your performance is dropping massively, then it's worth not doing that extra set on like a leg extension or whatever. It's just worth not doing sometimes. And it's not like a pussy out excuse. You shouldn't just bitch out your sessions like some people do. Oh, I'm not doing that today because I just don't feel like it. I'm tired. That's a load of shit. I'm talking about if your performance is actually dropping, like drastically. And you know as well, like you're fully aware of it. Especially when you've got a bit of training experience behind you. So I'm going to smash this off, do another good set. Because the thing is, it's a lot heavier as well. Like, this is 3.5. But I was only doing 3 last week, so I've put another half a plate on. So it's a lot heavier in that sense. So I'm going to get the last set done now. And then I'm going to go and do a straight leg calf raise, but there's no standing calf raise here. So I use this like leg press instead. That's seated leg press, but it's pretty sick to be fair. I do miss the standing calf raise though when I can't do one. They are pretty sick, but the only thing with a standing calf raise I find is that they put a lot of pressure on your lower back sometimes. That's the only negative, like downside to it, because when you want to go mega heavy, like sometimes just fucking, especially me with my glass back, you just pep you a bit. Sound as fuck though, still go hard, you know what I mean? Still fucking go for it. You've seen my sets today, they're hard. Just need more time, man. Just that time. I think potentially I could have been decent, but like when I first started, if I carried on. So now it would have been 8 years, 9 years of training, 8 years of training. Whereas now it's more like a year and a half because I stopped for so long. But it doesn't really matter. Just you can only ever look forward. Like people always say to me, "Oh, I used to look like this. I used to be this way. I used to do this. I used to do this job. I used to go on holiday. I used to be able to run, I used to be able to do this, that and the other. It doesn't matter what you used to be able to do, because that's not now, is it? So you've got to look at your life now and say, what can I do moving forward? Instead of using the past as a scapegoat like everybody does, you've got to look at your life and say, what can I do going forward from the position that I'm in now? Instead of just sitting there moaning about the same stuff year after year. Anyway, what's that? Oh, mate, it's fucked. I've got cramp me. Right, I only used this last week for the first time, but I was pretty strong in it, to be fair. It's decent. Gonna do one warm-up set. 3 sets, 10 to 15. Prefer the higher reps on carbs. Feel like with the smaller muscles, you can't feel them unless you do the higher reps. Feel like they're not working properly. I hit 145 the other day. Did like 125 and then 145 for 2 sets. So, should be sweet that. Try and get that for 3 sets instead. I think I only got like 14, 12 or didn't get 3 15s. I'm not allowed to go up until I got 3 15s. That's a rule that I put on myself. The quad, that right quad, is absolutely peppered on the inside. Right, set one. Let's get it. 14, 15. That wasn't too bad. It is pretty hard though. It's close to failure that. I reckon maybe 1 or 2 more reps. So hit that for the next 2. And then we have gone up again. I think today, on every single thing I've progressed. And that really happens like it's very, go on, it's fine. It's very rare that I'll progress on everything. Bit shorter rest and carbs, yeah, smaller muscle, so minute or 2, and then done. We go again. I need quite a long time off though, me. Like I know people that they'll take like a minute off. Not that there's anything particularly wrong, I just think for me to push it on a set, I'd need to rest long enough to actually like be fresh enough to get my rep range again, you know what I mean? People hardly rest, man. I see them like going again and I'm like, what, how are you going again? Right, probably go set 2 now. I don't even know how long I've been training for. You have no idea when you record these videos. I don't even check the time, nothing. Don't forget as well, like and subscribe if you like this video. I'm going to start doing more vlogs as well. I'm using a lot of the clips at the minute just for my social media short form. But I'll start doing more. Mixing it up and that, going outside. Wow, that was different, that. That was different, gravy. Whoa, I feel like I've never hit my calves like that. That was different. I just unlocked a new skin. Unlocked a new calf. It's kind of what it's like, isn't it, when you're building muscle, because it's like a muscle's almost in the dark when you can't see it. Like you've got 2 parts of the calf. So then if you can't see one part, it's kind of like you've not unlocked it yet. And then when you get leaner and you've built muscle, it's like you've then unlocked that body part. It's a bit mad. Maybe that's just me, but it's how very special people view the world, you see. I'll leave you with that one. Right, one more set, boys. And then we will get off. I'm gonna go home. I don't mean get off of each other, I mean get off, like leave the gym, you know what I mean? Don't get too excited. Not today. It's a Saturday today, we don't do that on Saturdays. We only do it on Wednesdays. Oh, 11, that was good. So we'll do that again next week. That was different. I've hit my calves then like I've never hit my calves in my life. That was wild. That was incredible. Fuck me. Calf pump like I've never seen on myself. I think that was 15, 11, was it? Yeah. That was sick. That was a buzz. An hour and 5 minutes. Done really well there, especially to record as well and do all that resting. Sick guy. Wow, that is next level. I've never felt a calf pump like that in my life. I've hit the gastroc finally. Felt like I could never quite hit my gastroc, even with like a straight leg calf raise. I felt like it was never actually getting targeted. But that was different gravy, that. They're not actually that bad. I think if they grew, they're not like a bad shape. Like they'd probably be pretty big. We'll have to see. You only really know when you get lean. It's because like I hold quite a lot of body fat, hips down me. So a lot of my body fat's on my legs. So like you can never see how lean my legs are until I'm very, very lean. Because even when I lose a lot of body fat, I used to be a lot skinnier, but I always had like chunkier legs, you know what I mean, with more body fat. Unless I get absolutely shredded, my legs are never really shredded. Like I'll get the odd vein, but they're never properly diced.